Welcome back to NieR. So, before going to the Forest of Myth, let's do a bit more side quest, especially involving Facade. Especially because we can get, if I recall, we can get there also the pumpkin that you wanna ask. Oh, this one is rich.
My son.
Yeah, go ahead, Jova.
I don't think so. What? Something wrong?
When I got home, I found a note from him when he said he was leaving, and not to look for him. What if he's left the village? Oh, if something happens to my little angel, I'll just die! Please, you have to help me. I'll pay you whatever you want. My son shouldn't be too hard to spot. He was a very odd hat. You can see it from a mile away. Yes, you can please find my good bro Nev, Herschel.
Okay, when I find him, I'll see if I can convince him to come home.
What the heck is that guy doing? He was undulating for some reason.
It's an idle position. Anyway, this quest is interesting.
That happens with a lot of these quests.
Yes, but for now, let's just focus back on Facade because this captain of the guards wants to know.
Oh,
you're NieR, aren't you?
Yeah, I heard you needed something. What's up?
You're making a name for yourself as this very helpful patient guy.
Rule 56,908 says that in order to strengthen community solidarity, we must interact with others on a regular basis.
Oh, now that's a good rule.
You've been spending a lot of time in our city lately. It might be nice to have you join in.
Cool. On the festivities?
What do I need to do?
First, I will tell you who to speak to and what to say. Pedro, remember that charming quest in Sonic 06 where you need to talk to the guards of Soliana?
Oh god, don't tell
This is that quest done right, pretty much.
Oh, done right. This should be interesting.
Message, if you make a mistake, you must start over from the beginning.
This should be interesting.
The recipient knows what message you'll have, so don't try to cheat your way out of the obligation. So you can't just talk back to the same guy and know that he's a captain. I fail to see the point in any of this. I know it may seem odd, but it's a rule, and we must follow it, so...
Okay, the
tangled message.
Well, if it's a rule, I suppose we don't have a choice.
Thank you. Here's the first message. The recipient is the person guarding the left side of the exit. The message is, the masked people respect their rules.
The Gentleman's Mask Club Day.
I wish you good luck. So in this case, you know exactly... Yeah.
This is one strange city.
Oh no, it seems perfectly normal here for me to have all these rules and the sand way and sand that for some reason will sink even though it shouldn't sink you all the way in because it's on a
yeah, basically this time around you actually know who to speak to and actually what to speak to, so it's only a matter of going there and telling it. And besides, you can get an actual reward here instead of just being granted the passage to the next level.
I know, right?
Anyway, Dwibs will be this guy man as well, just to vary.
Are you the first recipient?
I am. Your message, please.
Alright, let's see. Their pride, their rules, or their wealth?
Rules.
Correct. Rules are the most precious thing we have. Now for your next message.
You know, if rules
The
were
recipient is
currency...
the king's right-hand man. The message is, the man of the mask work for the king.
You know...
And here's is the one.
Are you
the second recipient?
Oops.
Pedro will be this guy man as well.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Well, anyway, people see you're the king.
Correct. The man of the mask would give all in service of their king. Here is your next message. Fuck. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong message. The recipient is the person taking care of the children. The message is child care can be difficult.
Amen to
Are
that.
you the third recipient?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, go ahead.
May I hear your message?
Child can be difficult. Yeah, child care can be difficult.
I'm sure it can be fun and easy. Correct. Now, I will give you the next message.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, Theo, but it's still a bit busy work-ish.
Well, that's also the thing. It's
a side
ultimately
quest.
aside from getting the reward in money, it's ultimately pointless
Sure.
But to me, it's just a thing that gives a bit more charm to the town of
It feels a
Poseidon,
bit.
you know?
It feels a bit like a condensed quest based on the conversation system of Final Fantasy II.
I hear where Tio's coming from this though, whereas Sonic 06's version
Well,
was a
then
mandatory...
again, Jova, then again, anything can be better than Sonic 06, regardless, so it's not like a big accomplishment or something.
Well, I meant like, well, in regards to the Sonic 06 thing being done right, I was saying.
Are you the 5th recipient?
Well, you're...
Why, yes, I'm the fifth and final recipient. How fabulous when you made this far. Why, I'm astounded. No, state your message. Shades, Quicksand history. Correct. Amazing, my friend. It is true that Quicksand shares a deep, intense relation with the message you had just given me.
What, just sank into you?
Why, once I remember when I was on vacation and got caught in quicksand.
But you're alive.
He certainly enjoys listening to himself.
Indeed.
Well, hey, look at that, guys. Quicksand that doesn't kill you in a video
But
game.
there we go. We managed to do it.
Yeah, we did it.
Well,
Yep, Jova.
You're past your
Oh,
message.
no, actually
That
it's
was
me,
you.
sorry.
Quicksand doesn't really kill you
Ooh.
exactly.
Sure. I meant a video game is actually respecting the fact that Quicksand doesn't kill you.
This town is beyond my comprehension.
So don't worry, that's normal.
But yeah. As I was saying, if rules were currency here, this town would be so flipping rich.
Well, surprisingly, despite the difference in, the social conditions, everyone seems still to be on kind of the same level in terms of wealth and life conditions. So anyway, we got the watermelons for the person for the child's party.
I hope your daughter enjoys the rest.
I don't know many people who turn up at a party with a watermelon.
Well,
This
they're
town.
for children, so it's good. They eat a lot, so we're good for them, I guess.
Yes, it's healthy.
Well, watermelon isn't exactly the most filling thing. I mean, yeah.
Well, it contains a lot of water, so it's one of those indirect things. Besides, also, Jova, don't make me fall into easy jokes, thank you.
Eh.
Yeah, what he said. Anyway, let me see what I can... Oh, yeah, right, the wolf eyes.
Alright. Yo. Oh, it's
Leaves
kind
it.
of like... sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
No. Yeah, go ahead, Pedro. Tell me what you were doing, because...
Yeah, like, you know how in Ni no Kuni 1, the non-voiced lines are just that, non-voiced? Like,
Yeah.
one change that I've noticed in recent Ni no Kuni 2 footage is that they do the same thing this game does, where even if the line is non-voiced, you still hear the character say something like yo or something like that.
It's... I forgot who predated everything of this, but it's actually very common in a lot of games.
So the guy wants
I mean,
us
even
to...
Zelda kinda does it, so might as well.
Some games do it, it depends on the game, but yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, we need to talk actually to the wife of the Strange Things seller.
That son of a bitch. I bet he sent you here with some pathetic apology gift, didn't he?
Yes, technically, but...
Apparently every time he approaches, she throws things at him, so he had us deliver it to her for him.
Oh, that obvious, huh?
Ugh, that man's worthless, and those other women of his are just toying with him.
What a great relationship.
I know, right?
Wow, doesn't matter what woman it is with.
And keep in mind, Fasadi is not... Oh, God.
Men are stupid. They know what they're going to get caught, but they try to sneak around and get something on the side anyway.
Oh boy. Please don't be one of those, honey.
Nah, don't worry. She's just... Well, keep in mind, she's a wife that's been, betrayed multiple times, so it's understandable.
He shouldn't have gotten you
So she's
involved.
using her own
He'll
experience.
be hearing from me about this, I promise you.
Ooh.
There we are.
I managed to patch things up, more or less.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you. I couldn't have done it without your help.
There you go, guys. We managed to
Reunite.
stitch back our relationship.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, how old? I swear, I'm gonna stop going to the tavern
Wow, progressive.
as much as I used to.
Wah, wah.
Maybe just twice a week or so.
No.
But at least we got the gold, so there's that.
Apology from a fool.
Oh,
You know
well.
the worst part? He's a good husband when he isn't cheating on me.
Thanks for that information.
How touching. And I get the feeling Theo meant this for Shiroi.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot it. I recorded this a bit of a time ago.
Go on, Shiroi.
That was well the last line.
His unfaithfulness is like a disease that won't go away.
That's an interesting
Are
analogy.
you implying that you're getting those urges too from him?
Oh, my husband was she took some pills and he got better.
It always gets better. You went to. There's a rehab for this.
Of course there is.
Anyway, let me check what's up next. Oh, right, Yona's a pumpkin.
Nope. Well, those
There we go.
Pokemon.
Yo.
I got your pumpkin, Yona.
Thanks, Dad.
Cue the pumpkin in thing.
You know what?
I'm getting you lots of food lately, Yoda. What are you planning?
I don't
So we
know.
finally start asking questions.
They're secret. Just wait a little longer, okay?
Oh, Yona,
This
Yona.
child.
So cute yet so confusing.
Ta-da! Here you go, Dad. I made it all by myself.
Let's see what it is.
Is this a cake?
With a
watermelon
watermelon
cake.
and a pumpkin.
Taught me how to bake one.
Oh,
God.
Oh, Papula, thanks.
This is the big secret, Dad. It's why I needed all that fruit.
See, Pedro, Papola did do something.
Actually, remember, Popola is... No, yeah, Popola is the
Sure.
one, the mayor.
Very
Yeah,
simple.
it's Devla the one in the town.
Come on, try it, try it, try
Thank
it.
you oh so much.
Oh, no, I'm not hungry, so I... Well, alright.
God damn it, Papa NieR.
Why are you encouraging her? Why?
Oh, yay! You worked so hard for me, so I wanted to give you something back.
So the harder he works, the more she's gonna cook for him.
Oh.
Yeah, this is great, Yellow. Thank you.
So what's gonna kill him first? The quests or Yona's cooking?
Thanks. I made like 7 cakes, so there's tons of leftovers.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm sure there's a giant warthog who would love that.
Fatherhood can be a trying experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, we got the quest completed at least.
Whoa.
You're gonna help me study, right, Dad?
So,
Alright, enough babbling at least for this part. Let's now go to the Forest of Myth because one way or the other we have to spend a bit of time there.
wait, hold on. I think I get it now. The reason he gains experience from that quest is the experience
No,
of
he
not-
doesn't gain experience from the quests themselves, only by defeating the shades.
Oh, I was about to say, I was gonna guess he gets
Quests
experience.
only give basically the money or occasionally a weapon that you may need.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, I thought that Yona's quest might give him more experience because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Completionism wise aside, basically completing 30 quests gives you progressively a number of 30 trophies. Alright, let's talk to the mayor. Well, before let's pick up the item, but then let's talk to the mayor.
Oh, goody.
Oh boy. This is one of those reality check guys about your appreciation for this game. So be forewarned.
Beware the words. The words? What do you mean?
The books, the Twilight
Can't
books.
say just words.
50
Yeah.
Shades of Grey?
Those who dream.
Yeah, that one works better. The Twilight joke is so overused by this point.
Those who dream.
Those who fight further, huh?
And it's up to me. Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
You feel a strange pulling sensation.
Dude,
My voice rose in a quizzical way.
dude, this is so
It is not quizzical.
Wait, what?
What's going on here?
Did the
The
first
villager's
person
body
just...
shuddered as he slowly opened his eye.
Uh-oh.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Are we being jacked by the fourth wall?
Who are you?
I thought you were the mayor.
I'm NieR. This is Vite. We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
What happened to you? I thought this
The
was the mayor.
villager stared at NieR and Vice.
He was the mayor, but
I
now
know,
he's a
we can see
villager? What
that.
the heck happened?
If you could speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In my
How's that
dream,
again?
The villager explained.
in my dream, the bats carry
In the
me,
past
carry me
weeks,
out of the
a mysterious
well.
disease called the Death Dream has spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams.
Oh god, Maleficent, quit it!
Is this gonna turn into Paprika?
The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well.
Oh, again, what is up with disease claiming
Vice stared at
royalty?
the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Uh-oh.
Dream.
Well, yes.
Said the mayor.
I think you have.
Make up your mind, is he a
Oh,
mayor
oh,
or villager,
right.
dang it!
Oh, crap.
Said NieR.
So that means we've caught the Death Dream?
Before the mayor could confirm NieR's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage. Ridiculous! Preposterous! Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
Yeah, we've been here before too.
The mayor attempted to take Vice complaints in stride.
Since when do books even sleep?
You'd be surprised.
That's just how the Death Dream works.
Well, you can
He
put
said,
it in.
brushing
you can put
aside the
Kindle
book's
into sleep
remarks.
mode.
My remarks shall not be brush aside, fool, and it will behoove you to remember that this word allows me to view all of its narration.
Fourth wall breaker, of course.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who NieR had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream.
Said the
You
mayor.
think?
A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
And in case you haven't noticed, the Death Dream is a text-based adventure.
Oh boy.
NieR and Vice racked their brains but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
This is like old computer
Grimoire
quest.
Vice does
Yeah,
not engage
I don't-
in meaningless conversations.
That's
So I can-
kind of weird genre
The
to
mere suggestion
to
that Vice
reference.
chose his
Huh.
words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Ego much.
Irritated, Vice looked skyward as if searching for answers in heaven.
This is like a George in the
I
Jungle
was doing
routine.
no such thing! Just leave me alone already! The anger created by his harsh words bled over to NieR like a contagion.
Vice, are you fighting the narrator? He started it.
Wait,
Did not. Did so. Did not. So.
Said NieR suddenly.
did someone just say contagion?
Yes, I believe so. What of it?
Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right?
Oh boy.
The mayor leaned forward with a new interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process.
Huh.
Well, he must have said something, right?
Asked the mayor.
Some specific combination of words. What was it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Hmm.
It was about dreaming or something that dreams or. What the
Dream,
hell was
dreams, 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 dreams.
A sheep?
Of an
Cried
absolute.
Vice suddenly.
Oh, look, a sheep.
Out the first thing that popped into his head.
But he doesn't have a head.
The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads.
So he dreamed of whales? I don't.
After a few more minutes of thought, NieR's face suddenly lit up.
Literally, he was on fire. I remember.
He said.
Those who dream. That's what he said. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at NieR.
That sounds right.
He said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground.
My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep.
Okay.
The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across the long piece of paper.
For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream.
He said.
I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams.
The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face.
I should probably be taking notes or something.
Weiss immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong in that death dream of all places?
The mayor's hand tightened around his pencils, snapping it off at the tip.
I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside of my own dream, I've been looking for a way out. But I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it.
So it's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing.
My village was beautiful,
He said to no one in particular.
and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet.
Aww.
But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives.
But then, everything changed when the death dream attacked.
Shut up! I just want us to be whole again.
One
I want us
narration
to be
beats
free.
another.
The mayor's voice took on a note of steady determination.
And I won't stop trying until it happens.
It filled me with determination.
NieR nodded in agreement.
Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Why are you...
Toby Fox, that's who it is.
What? You didn't
Guys,
say
stop!
that?
Guys, stop fighting the narrator.
If you have any help.
But it's so much fun.
Just ask.
Fight me!
Now hold on. I did not just say that.
Silence! Cried Weiss.
Fair enough.
The grimoire looked from NieR to the major and back again, his face filling with confidence.
The guy from the shell, I guess.
Grimoire's voice face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us when nothing can exist in this dream without you knowing of it.
True.
But yet you seem surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes?
Oh.
The mayor slowly raised his head, realizing dawning on his face. Realization, sorry.
Oh my god!
He said.
You're right! You're right! I
You're
had
doing it
no
wrong.
idea
It's,
you were coming.
oh my god! There you go.
He's
The
old.
human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss. And you, if you can imagine an exit, then it must be so.
So it's all by using your imagination.
With your permission, we shall search,
In the imagination song.
said the memory, sorry. Dwibs is you.
Payment is not required.
No,
You're
it's
eager-
here.
Whatever.
The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like.
Good luck, you two.
He called at the departing forms of NieR and Weiss.
We're all counting on
As
you.
NieR slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of deja vu.
I saw this man once before. But where?
NieR's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest.
Foreshadowing?
Hours earlier, when the beauty of a place was still a new thing, he'd be confident they could get in, find the exit, and be only time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once, he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging NieR to pick up the pace, and grumbling about her slow progress.
What happened? Did the budget tank on this bit?
Finally, after Weiss, I'll tell you at the end.
this is
Finally, after Weiss
I'll tell you
muttered
that,
something
yes.
about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, NieR snapped.
You know what, Weiss?
He cried.
Go to hell! We're stopping! I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up!
It's a throwback to Computer Quest.
NieR leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back.
How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big?
He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life.
Uh-oh.
As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. NieR slapped his hand over his ears and screamed to be heard.
Weiss! What the hell is going on?
Oh, there's no exclamation point there, buddy.
NieR could see Weiss' mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insect screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as NieR ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, NieR moved the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Boom shakalaka. Yes, we get that.
Diggity.
I don't even know what that is.
One complaint I have is that, okay,
As-
we're doing a throwback to old...
Oh,
As
hold
the
on.
hold on, we're getting the choice in a minute. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, NieR began to detect its patterns in the sound.
This isn't random.
He thought.
It's not just white noise, it's something else.
The insect weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. 1 with it suffers, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it?
A Final Fantasy 13 game?
Maybe.
God.
No, thank you.
By my pages, is this a puzzle?
A riddle?
I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place.
Maybe in Leighton's dreams, but
Then I leave it to you to answer. Blah blah, 1 with it suffer, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it... What is it, guys? Come on. A secret, a woman, and how the hell should I know?
The answer is a woman.
I'm gonna go with the how the hell should I?
Forgot what... Yeah, I think I
Woman.
chose... Yeah. Just to show what happens.
Oh.
Lives?
Oh, hang on, just
Oh,
sorry.
how the hell should I know? Weiss' mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the words suddenly lifted. When NieR came to, he was once again surrounded by the sound of insects.
Uh-oh.
The cries of insects were creating words that he had heard somewhere before.
Get it right, you dumbass.
Pretty much. Basically, just reproposes again the riddle. But obviously that's the answer, a secret.
A secret, a secret.
Of course.
Inwardly furious that Weiss left the test to him, NieR sighed and gave the only answer that made sense, pretty much.
It's a secret. Right?
The sound of the
It's a
insect
secret from
stopped
everybody.
as suddenly as he began. The forest underground parted before NieR like a rippling way, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, NieR moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose.
And of course, as we all know, all
I
the
guess the forest
sea
has
have their
accepted us, huh?
focus.
Said NieR after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy path you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, NieR picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? That's
ghost?
pretty easy now. Well, no, Jopa, think about it. Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it.
The sun.
You're close. NieR grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion.
He's right after all, this one's too easy.
Light.
Enter the fort and yeah, well, what am I?
Light, come on.
Light you got me. A bird, a letter, sunlight.
Oh,
That's-
so I was right with the sun.
Well, it's a
sunlight.
mixer, Joe. Sunlight.
Yeah, you have to say the full word, Joe.
A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight.
And neither can we.
Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place,
Hey, look!
cried NieR, awakening Vice from his daze.
There's a house or something over there.
Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees.
That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here?
NieR walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist.
Sephiroth?
More like an Organization 13 member, began NieR. But before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. You'll be this guy, Pedro, as well.
I have
Pedro?
4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I?
This is easy.
This is peace easy. NieR tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Vice, it seems we must answer his riddle. Also the riddle,
This
Yes.
is one of the oldest
Yeah, I
tricks in the
suppose.
book.
said
Well,
NieR.
this is an easy one.
Alright.
Yeah,
I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I?
a man, a demon, or an angel.
Gee, I wonder.
A man.
The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word.
Wrong! Correct.
Correct.
You know what's weird?
With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity.
Oh my god, he's a
it was me
blaster!
all along.
You're the mayor!
It was actually the mayor, cried NieR. The small man slowly shook his head.
I am not the mayor, you
Actually,
know.
no, yeah, no, sure, might as well go ahead, Pedro. Might as well. It's not
I'm not the mayor, you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. It was actually your heartless.
You saw... Wait, you saw what? I'm sorry, I don't understand the thing you just said.
Don't worry, that's common.
If you can honest, basically this is the young version of the. No,
It
this is
will
a
make
young-
sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the man of the forest entrance. Stay true
my
to the
God,
eight
it's the
disciplines which are
Tomotori
only just
armor.
beginning to know.
With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. What a dick. As NieR watched, mist seeped out from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When NieR and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree.
Ah, nice.
As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them.
Oh boy. Good.
No, he's one of Dwibs.
Okay.
You made it! You actually made it back!
His left hand grasped NieR's and pumped so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air.
Aww.
God, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we're successful or not.
It's a handshake, Vice.
The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head.
I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
NieR withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile.
We broke the Death Dream seal.
He said.
At least I think we did.
The mayor's face beamed as NieR filled him on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Apparently even Vice can do it.
Huh.
Wait a second! That's crazy! Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story!
Everyone's a critic, even the book itself.
Oh, that's actually me, that was NieR, sorry. Cease your endless breath and go to sleep, fool! Fighting against the rules of this place is futility in itself. Even the mayor obediently reclined atop the grass field. Have you forgotten, continued Vice, it is words that control the death dreams. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, we need to fucking sleep.
I guess.
And once we do, the story will continue.
Morgana would be so proud.
With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. Dwibs?
This is the first time. This is the first time!
Began the mayor.
The first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here.
His words were cut off by a loud young yawn. They might have slept for an hour or a year.
Well, then Yona might have been screwed.
When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear they had to awaken from their dream.
And then there was...
NieR shook the mayor's shoulders gently.
Good news.
He said.
We made it.
Dwibs?
Wow!
Said the mayor in an odd voice.
We did. I'm back.
I bet
He
the
blinked
bear.
once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea what this means. Go ahead, Dwibs.
The death dream has started to spread through our village, and I wanted to. Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream.
The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs, as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at NieR and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled up the major to his feet.
The maid? Does you mean the maid?
Real life might take some getting used to.
A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. You shall remain in short order, I'm sure, said Vice. For now, you should return to your home and rest.
I think they've had enough rest.
No!
Said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet.
No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them.
The mayor slowly went tree in the center of the village, the one pointing out, then bowed his head and prayed silently.
This is a holy tree.
He explained when the prayer was finished.
It's the guardian of our village's history and memories.
Foreshadowing. Superstition will only make our mission high. We should not put our faith in the gods.
So says the talking book.
The mayor.
Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse.
NieR and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, NieR mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with.
I once saw a version of you that was not yourself,
muttered the mayor.
What in the world?
Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment.
You know,
he said softly.
This is gonna sound weird, but I have a feeling I'd seen you before too.
I wonder, have we met
NieR
before?
tried
in
to
a
keep a
cutscene?
straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice.
Deja vu, right? Anyway, I think it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything.
That means it means everything.
NieR gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing.
There's something wrong with the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell is going on here.
That riddle could prove whatever.
Oh,
there you
thank
go.
you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
Just like
You
that?
sure?
This is one
about
of the
that.
most bizarre diseases I have ever
You're
encountered.
telling me.
I know. That's why I have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
How?
Silvers. And another Silvers actually too in them. So yeah. Also
So
there's
that was an
a thing.
interesting.
You
Yeah.
potentially can also talk to the other villagers and their own text adventure, which are much more difficult in the sense that you can actually fail and you have to start over again. But I'm not gonna bother because, as I understandably, as you may notice, this is way too long and can get annoying really fast, as I'm sure Pedro is right now.
Is there like any bonus
that's
or
not-
anything
that's
for
not much that-
unlocking
I-
them all?
It's basically this is a throwback to the kind of to what adventure games were before Roberto Williams revolutionized things with Mystery Houses.
Although, keep in mind,
graphics.
this is a much more simplified version. It's more focused on the narration
Yeah.
itself than with the riddles.
This
The one
reminds-
that you ask to the village are much more focused instead on the riddles. It's like you're trapped in a labyrinth, you need to go from room to room and choose your own path. But again, I'm not going to show them for the sake of the, the freshness of the commentary anyway.
Would you believe that back in the day, this is how games were done?
Eat pillow.
Like,
Alright, so-
Anyway, before we end the part, Pedro, basically say what you had to say about it because I think
No,
it's
I
important.
don't know. What I had to say got answered by later on, so don't worry about that. I'm fine.
All right, then. Another thing before we end. Thankfully, for now we're done. We'll have to come back for another one of these in the future, so don't just rest on your laurels yet. See you for the next part.
See
See ya,
ya.
everybody.
See ya.
So yeah.